Hello, everyone. Welcome to the American Mag Show here on Friday night in the UK, Friday afternoon in the United States of America. Welcome, everyone. We got big news tonight coming from Newcastle United, and it is that obviously it's confirmed. Amanda Staveley is leaving. We've been talking in the background, and it's been a little heated, but it doesn't need to be. The show doesn't need to be. Amanda has done great, and she's done her job. It was the way it was supposed to be. And her and Merdad are leaving the club. I want to share her statement that she put out on her Instagram account so we can all be familiarized with what she has come out and said. And you can see it on your screen right there. I will read it because it might be a little complicated to actually read it, but it's there. She says, "Nothing I write today can express my gratitude or describe the debt I owe you all. Your support over the last years has been extraordinary, and no fans deserve success more than you." Now that's touching right there. So I agree, mighty way. Being a small part of your precious Newcastle United has been a privilege, and I will cherish the memories of every single moment. Working with Eddie, Jason, and Becky has taught me so much. They are truly world class, and I will miss everyone terribly. Merdad and I have relished the role we had at the club. We particularly love working alongside Yasir, our PIF colleagues, and Jamie to create a club that will constantly challenge for Europe and will be capable of winning trophies. I know PIF and RB will continue to be remarkable custodians, and the club will receive the required support over the coming years. So, touching words from Amanda. I don't know if Murden has put anything out. I'm assuming he will, but obviously, this is kind of. I'm assuming that the sentiment of both. I'm assuming current owners still, maybe. I don't know. Obviously, when it's official, when it's legal, that they are no longer owners. But I'm assuming PIF and who's the owner? I forgot his name. They're buying
Ruben.
Ruben.
Jimmy Rubens.
Rubens, yeah, they're buying those. What was it? 6% that they own in the club. Is that right? Six
Well, it's now
somewhere.
the club statement says it's now 85-15.
Yeah. So we'll let me see if we can. So Newcastle United have put out something on Twitter as well, and Yasser Al Umaran has Al Umaran, yeah, has said put something as well. So, but as far as Newcastle is concerned, this is what I got. I don't know if you guys got a different statement, but they are saying the club officially on their Twitter account, Newcastle United today announces that an agreement has been reached to change the club's ownership structure. PIF and RB Sports and Media will together acquire PCP Capital Partners shareholding in the club, and Amanda Staveley will step down from all her positions with Newcastle United. Our sincere thanks to Amanda Staveley and Meredad Gudusi for the contribution. Amanda Staveley was very, very important in her job to get the takeover to PIF to take over Newcastle United, and certainly relentless at it because the PIF the situation. I remember in 2020, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 2021. I'm not. My time frame might be wrong here. No, 2021 is when it was done, but before it was rejected. They couldn't buy it. They pulled out. They pulled away, and there were talks about the Premier League not wanting another Man City, not wanting another Chelsea, but they were relentless. And obviously, Amanda Staveley was very much part of that for them to come back and acquire the club. And obviously, not only acquire because the new owner is a new owner, right? But the biggest thing is extracting what was the ownership at the time for Newcastle United that had been really just Newcastle was just a dark place. And we were talking in the background, and
Well, you haven't put up, Chris. You haven't put up what the club's new statement. That was the original statement.
Okay, I will look it up. I will look it up. I will look it up for a new statement. But it was interesting because Ian and the Mighty Win, two older gentlemen, seasoned veterans of being Newcastle United fans. Um, all I know for Newcastle is obviously Mike Ashley and obviously this. So Mike Ashley is kind of what you get used to. the failures, the team not doing well. It was kind of that there was nothing else to be accustomed to. These two gentlemen obviously have followed the team for a long time. I'm assuming you've had some success. Obviously, the Fairs Cup and maybe the finals against Man City, and obviously the '90s, the late '90s, that was good. But I will look for the statement of the club again, the updated one. But I want to get to Mighty Win and to Ian. Let me start with the Mighty Win. What did Amanda's work mean to you? What did Murda's work mean to you? What did PIF's? Obviously, they bought the majority of the club, so they're the ones that put up the money. And what did that mean to you? What did it mean to you being a fan for a long time? You're not just Mike Ashley, a baby. So explain to me what did it mean to maybe? Did you think this needed to be done? Maybe to get back to glory days, maybe to get back to those Keegan days. What do you think about this whole, and how do you rate Amanda this whole time that this whole work that she's done?
Well, the banner on the first game after they took over, the home game against Spurs, the banner in the Gallagher end said it all. We've got our club back. And that says it all. That's what Amanda did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she gave us our club back.
Yeah, I 100%. 14 years of Ashley, and prior to that, under Hall, yeah, football was a different game back then. And I'm not just talking about the actual mechanics of the game. I'm talking about the way that the clubs were run and the finances and everything. Because obviously there was no billionaires or multimillionaires running clubs back then, because the money just wasn't in it as it is now. But, we kind of thought that when Ashley first bought the club, whatever it was, 14, 16 years ago, now 17 years ago.
Right? 6.
Yeah, we were gonna, start to be able to compete, because he was a billionaire and we'd already seen what the billionaires had done at Chelsea and stuff. And it didn't take long to realize that all that Ashley was in it for was how much money he could make for himself, and the 14 years of that. And then to have, Amanda come in and, give us hope. And then that hope was dashed. And then to come back and get the job done. And as Wynn said, that sign, we've got our club back. And that's what she's done. She's given us the club back. She's given us hope for a future, as opposed to just the dreads of, okay, so we've got another season of not spending money on players. We've got another season of, are we going to be fighting in the relegation? Are we going to be, relegated? So, she's done an absolute bang-up job, and not just for the men's team, neither for the women's team. The women's team are now a professional team; they get paid.
Yeah,
they've done it. Yeah, I know you're not a big fan of the women's team.
That's me falling asleep.
But when you talk about the club, though, it's kind of like, and it's brought the city back together. And it's brought the fans back together. It's not just the case of what we see. I've got relatives and stuff that still live in Newcastle, and they said it's been bouncing for the last couple of years. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy to, for the new season to come around, and everybody wants to go out and see the club. We've got 30,000 people wanting tickets each week on top of the 52,000 that we already sell. That never happened under Ashley. Under Ashley, we were lucky if we even sold out. So, it's brought hope and stuff back to the club, and that's what it's. I think that's the biggest thing that could have happened. Whether we win anything or not, it don't matter. We've now got a team that can actually and the springboard to go forward and to play decent football again.
Exactly.
Okay, so
the statement you read originally, Chris, that was the one that came out at this afternoon. But then after the board meeting was completely finished, this is the statement that came out from the chairman.
Right. I don't. I mean, okay. So, I all I see is comments on what they already said. Staveley put it on their Instagram, and also what Rumayan did as well in explaining in the beginning what's going on coming up. I don't really see anything.
No, all they said in the original statement was we've bought their shares. We've now got 85%. They've got 15%. Thank you very much.
Right.
Here they're saying Amanda and Murad will forever have our tremendous thanks and well wishes as they move on to focus on their other business interests. We have achieved so much together since 2021, including achieving Champions League football in our first seasons as stewards of this incredible club. The ownership group, together with Darren Neils and the club's executive team, will continue to build on these foundations for long-term sustainable success for the team and our amazing fans. We are excited about the future prospects of Newcastle United. And then Amanda, when Newcastle United is such a special, unique club, and being a co-owner of Newcastle United has been an honour. Mayor Dad and I have loved being part of your club and community and are extremely proud of the progress Newcastle United has made in recent years. Our ambitions have always been aligned to the brilliant fans of this club to create consistently successful teams that regularly compete for major trophies and generate pride across the globe. We are grateful to have played our part in setting up the club for even more future success. We will remain fans for life.
Yeah. And listen, at the end of the day, it is Amanda and obviously Meredith and everybody involved, but obviously Amanda was very busy to get this situation and to get the club back to, get back to work essentially and to move forward. I don't think all Newcastle fans should and are thankful of what they have accomplished. I think that it was and it is, and it certainly was part of the plan that they would. I'm assuming they knew this was all, when they got the deal done, that this was going to happen at some point in time, and it's just simple as that. It's hitting that milestone where.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that at approximately 4 o'clock this afternoon, there was a sour taste in a lot of Newcastle United fans' mouths.
And what was that?
When those statements came out, and when Amanda's statement on Instagram came out, all those sour tastes were sickly sweet. Everything was good again in the garden. From thinking, oh, bloody hell, what's going on behind the scenes? Da-di-da-di-da-di-da. All of a sudden, alles klar, all explained, everybody happy.
Yeah, but why did you think that there were sour taste in Newcastle fans' mouth? Because I'm reading the comments on the tweet. I don't really see much. All everybody saying thank you. So, and obviously Twitter doesn't represent Newcastle fans really. But what did you mean about what do you?
I think it's just the pragmatic nature of it to have someone who gave us our club back, as we already stated, to just simply say, "Hey, we're parting ways."
Okay, so you wanted something more sentimental, like more warm and cozy, for which is fair enough.
We all know there's an aspect of fluff to
more
it.
appropriate.
Which Queen of Heart, I see your comment there saying thank you both for everything, so that's good. But no, I understand that, and sure, I mean, obviously they did come out, but I didn't get the statement that I would like to get the link so I can read it personally. But I was looking for it while you were talking, and I didn't find a really a recent statement other than a link to the website. But yeah, I mean, regardless, they took care of it. So.
I think one of the other things that
website is where it is.
I think one of the other things that was worrying people,
as opposed to the statement that you read out, came on the website at 2 o'clock this afternoon or something, and has since been superseded by the full thing.
Okay.
I think the other thing that may have played into it, Chris, with what Wynn is saying is, if you watch I'm sure, as all of us do, we watch plenty of other channels, and there's plenty of opinions out there of whether how sad or not sad they are. And one of the more negative fears are people saying, is this a sign that, PIF's taking over, we're going to lose the heart and soul, and they're just going to make us into a money thing? There's been people worried that getting rid of Amanda was our voice piece. Now, I'm not saying that's necessarily my concern, but again, I think for those people having those concerns, to see maybe such a pragmatic statement may have been compounding those fears.
All right. And obviously, Yasser Al-Rumayyan came out and talked about it as well. He said on his Twitter, on a statement through Newcastle United, said the ownership group, together with CEO Darren Eales and the club's executive team, will continue to build on these foundations for long-term sustainable success for the team and our amazing fans. And we're excited about the future prospects for Newcastle United. Says a message from the chairman, Al-Rumayyan. So obviously it has to be positive. I mean, look, it is sad. It is sad, especially when you get used to having certain people around the club. But obviously, you got to be thankful, say thanks, and you have to move on.
I think the thing that shocked me more than anything was the timing and the fact that she's only been they hadn't been in there.
You thought so? Well, I've been actually wondering, thinking about it, and but everybody that I talked to says, well, this was supposed to happen anyway. It was a short thing. I've read that too, but I don't see where anybody said that Amanda being and Murad being part of the club was going to be a short thing. I was expecting them, at least 5-10 years, at least see the club get to the end of that 5 year plan that they said that they had. And then all of a sudden, 3 years in, there's still 2 more years to go, and they're not seeing that through to fruition. Which I will agree on this with you, that it, as far as the women's side of football, it's very important. No matter how much the mighty women fall asleep, it is very important in football in today's world.
Great.
It doesn't seem like her job is done or would be done, because she was very much involved in that. So my question is, because I always say this, is a good presenter, you will have a little angel talking to you on the right ear, you have a little devil talking to you on the left ear, and my little devil is telling me asking me to ask you guys, don't shoot the messenger, how much of this has to do with her personal stuff. There's all over media talking about how she's bankrupt and she's got to do this. I don't know if she's bankrupt. I bet you she made a lot of money when she bought the club, and her stake now, I guarantee you, is a lot more money than she came in with. So, but how much do you think is media? But I'll be honest too, and answer that question before I get to you. I personally don't give a damn what people do in their personal life, man. If they're broke or they're not, it doesn't really. But other people do care, I guess. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys have?
No, I think from the very start. Okay, she borrowed her stake in Newcastle from the Rubens. This is all fairly well documented.
Thank you, Michael.
And she then she bought the 10% at one price, and then when they went up, the Rubens bought, I think it was 4%. Say they're 6 or 4, one of the two. Bought 4, left her 6, bought 6, bought 4, left her, one of the two. Anyway, but she sold the 4% for what she paid for the 10%. So she was left with that 6%. That was her profit, if you like. That's what she got out of being at the club, plus whatever salary she was picking up. And that's now gone. And I agree with you. It's probably a business thing, because PIF want to invest more, because the Rubens, presumably they want to invest more as well, and are happy to and can afford to. And Amanda couldn't, because, again, well documented, our other business, our major portfolio is in financial trouble.
Yeah, but I mean,
which wasn't good publicity to be associated with the club, to be fair. So there could be many reasons why she's gone. All I'm saying is that it wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for Amanda's persistence. And strangely enough, as much as I'm not interested in the women's football, interesting that today there was rumours coming out that Chelsea have sold their women's football team to Chelsea.
Oh, for something like 200 million or something.
For 200 million quid.
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
Wait. Explain that again. So Chelsea Women's Football Club have sold their club to the males,
which is worth, 10 million, let's say, whatever, 20 million.
10 million's top. I saw it was even less than that. I saw it was like 5 million.
Well, I saw 7, but whatever. So this women's football entity, the entity that is Chelsea Women's Football Club,
is now worth 200 million.
Has now been sold to the company that owns Chelsea Football Club,
which is Tabo. Yeah. So,
for 200 million.
I thought they owned the whole thing.
They did.
They do. But they've sold a bit of it back to themselves.
It was like
200 million. But that doesn't count for PSR because money you spend on the women's football team doesn't count.
Yeah.
It was like the other week when they spent 700 million buying hotels that they already owned.
Yeah.
It's like it's just taking the piss.
Yeah.
So I'm all. If that's the case, I'm all for women's football.
Right.
Well, don't forget, albeit expenditures don't count to PSR, but if the women's team gets bigger and they make revenue, that does count towards the same revenue. Allows PSR to spend more.
Right.
It's take a long time for Chelsea Women's Football Club doing 200 million.
Yeah.
Let the folks know. Don't forget to subscribe to our Premier League channel where we talk about all the teams, Football Uncensored, who we just gave away 5 memberships. They have gone to Jam Stasher, Mason, Hellfox, Bruno Genius, and Lee NUFC. So congrats to you guys. Of course, subscribe to Football Uncensored on YouTube at FT Uncensored. Uncensor their opinions on all thing football. I mean, you guys got any more to say on this?
I think we've done it.
Well, I mean, it's the thing is though, the people that are taking care of the football side of things are there. I mean, when it comes to
which is why it was a good time for it to go.
Right. Yeah. We'll see how Paul Mitchell develops. We have no clue really what he can do. But obviously, Eddie's staying, which is probably the most important part of the managerial side of things, or the football side of things. And we'll see how Paul Mitchell, this other guy, comes from Lyon. We'll see how he does. And as much as we want to make it other things, football is the most important part of a club. It is what it is. You can have tennis. You can have what is that sport that Roy likes to play? It's like
paddle.
Tennis, but paddle. You can have all the sports and great for everybody, for the community. You can grow those sports in Newcastle if you want. I don't even know if they have those multiple sports, but there are clubs like Real Madrid has basketball and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It does matter. Don't get me wrong, but it all evolves around one thing, which is football. And as long as the football team is doing well, other things will fall into place, in my honest opinion. So hopefully that the same thing continues. We get some signings in because I'm running out of patience, to be honest. But I want to see somebody sign. But
I think we'll just see. A lot of people ask, like, what was Murdad and Amanda involved in? What weren't they? And we'll see.
And that is very much the truth.
We'll see in the coming years what they were and weren't involved in. For instance, if you start seeing the women's team being deprioritized, then some of the theories that she was really the champion of that, as opposed to Piff carrying, would be confirmed. Or other things, if Eddie's real quick to go in this upcoming season, Maybe Amanda was really sticking out her neck more to defend him than others. So I do think there is more connections to this on the direct football side, potentially, than just, hey, someone's moved on.
Well, didn't Amanda take over and get Joe Linton to sign his new contract?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of rumors about that, how everything had stagnated with Dan Ashworth, and Ashworth and him were butting heads. All of a sudden, when Amanda was then interim in charge, the deal's done and no problem. And I'm not saying that to mean like we should praise her more for that. I'm just saying we'll see how much she was really involved, because she may not have just been simply a broker and it's coming and going.
I don't know that she was. I mean, she might have been on the picture, but I don't know that she. I don't know her. I don't know what her football background is to say she signed this guy. She saw him.
We know from the Amazon documentary.
You're right.
That she was absolutely crucial in getting Anthony Gordon here.
Yeah. Well, we can be halfway in this. Maybe she was in charge of negotiation and all that, but identifying Gordon, I don't know that was her job, to be honest.
No, I'm not trying to say she identified people. No one thinks she knows, but on the wheeling and dealing.
I think what's happened there is Eddie has said, because her and Eddie have got something going, and I think Eddie had said to her, look, he's the one that I really, really want.
Yeah,
so she then stuck her neck out, right to the extent of, as we saw in the documentary, flying to Saudi Arabia so she can have a face-to-face with Al Rahman saying, listen, pay the fucking 45 million.
Right.
Yeah. That's what we're saying, that those little things maybe really did help, in having that connection and understanding with Eddie, with us, etc.
Yeah.
But again, I agree with you, Chris, in your general thing. I don't think this means the sky is falling. Some people take this as like the sky is falling and it's a really bad sign. I'm not saying anyone on the panel here, but I've definitely seen that sentiment out there that some people are really, really thinking this is a bad sign. And I don't think there's enough evidence. The club has done right by us for about 3 years now, and there's really not been anything to really grumble about. So I think there's no reason we shouldn't trust them still.
Yeah. Important. Murder Gadusi saying something as well. He has said, I just want to say a huge thank you to the fans and the city for embracing Amanda and me with such open arms. Your passion and support have made this journey truly unforgettable. You have played such an important role in our lives these last few years, and nothing will take those memories away. Newcastle will always have a special place in our hearts, and we will cherish our time there forever. I'd like to thank Eddie, the coaching staff, the players, and of course our chairman Yasir and the PIF team, Jamie and the rest of the Rubin family for being such great partners. Finally, I've seen all your messages, and I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. I'll always be a supporter and a proud member of the Toon Army. I will love and remember you all forever. And I know the club will keep achieving great things with your amazing support. I'm not gonna lie, that moved me a little bit. I love that moved me. That maybe it's that one got me. It's emotional. Listen, and these people do get attached to these things. The messengers, obviously, they're in Newcastle all the time. Meaning they see people, they see what it is, what it takes, how fans react. So it's I don't necessarily. Obviously, it's well deserved for these guys to get much all this love, but some haters, of course, have come out of the woodwork and have said this. Well, this numpty right here, saying literally nothing in what you wrote explains Staveley and Gadusi's having to sell their stake. Having to sell. One can be a part owner in a company without actively managing it. These NUFC lot are in denial. Something stinks, and it ain't fish. And of course, they got Bin Salman laughing there. He has no damn clue what the hell he's talking about. They just, if they want to, it's unfair to put anybody next to PIF's money and say, well, let's keep buying and let's keep bringing in more money. It's although with what you mentioned about the bankruptcy and all this stuff, even if she was 100% good to invest, I mean, who is going to keep up with that amount of money and the Rubens amount of money that what they got? It's kind of unfair to anybody. But
again, though, the thing with that though is the fact that you, like we've already said, you don't have to put money in to still be a face of the club, and that's what she was. She was the face of the face of the club.
Yep.
She was the one that brokered the deal. She was the one that everybody kind of like went, wow, Amanda. It wasn't wow Murdered. It wasn't wow PIF. It wasn't Al the Rubens. It was like Amanda's done this. So I'm kind of with that guy to a point. It's like I would like to know more. And it's never going to happen because obviously they're not going to tell us. But what was the real reason for her to go at 3 years as opposed to waiting until the end of the 5 years when they were talking about this 5-year plan right from the beginning? We have this 5-year plan. It was Amanda saying we have this 5-year plan, and all of a sudden, like 3 years in, she's not going to see the end of the 5-year plan. So.
Well, I'll tell you one other thing that it could be. And it's someone that's kind of bothered me for since the 30th, really.
So the 1930s?
Couple of weeks now. I maintained when everybody was coming up with this nonsense that we were sort of 26 million the wrong side of the PSR FFP rules. I maintained all along, I said, there's no way that will happen. PIF have been so finicky about not breaking any rules that there's no way will we be in a situation to be £26 million the wrong side of FFP. Now, if, for example, Amanda has been in any way responsible for that having happened, or if her and Dad have been partly responsible for us being in that situation, and maybe PIF were not wholly aware of it, maybe they were hoping they were going to pull off a deal or something, and it hadn't happened, and we've had to do something at the last minute by selling Anderson and whatever. That's something that could have happened at the back, and that's when the chairman, Yasser, has said, whoa, this is not in the script, by the way, not good enough on your bikes.
Right. And
if that is the case, then I'm not going to say he's wrong, because there had been, I was astounded that we actually ended up in that position, because I thought PIF would be so careful to ensure that we didn't.
See, I also think though,
that is pure speculation on my. I haven't read it, seen anyway. I'm just thinking I'm trying to find a reason why Amanda's exit should be so precipitous.
I kind of agree with you on that, but I also think that because it was that 3-year rolling thing, I think the money. But there again, probably not, because Ashley never.
No, that should all have been taken into account.
But it should have been taken into account for before since the takeover.
So that's one little kind of little fly in the ointment that I might have about the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, Daniela is saying, guys, I think you're reading too much into this business shareholders and what is it, co-owners company, whatever change. Well, I mean, it is breaking news. It is breaking news. By the way, Mighty Wind just blew his nose. If you're listening, nothing more inappropriate than that. Man, the things I've had to deal with. There's people that listen to the show, on podcasts and stuff. They're gonna be like, "Oh, they let one through." Well, Daniela,
you'll know if that happens.
Daniela, it's well, I mean, we have to talk about it. It is breaking news. I mean, not really too much into it. I mean, I could agree. We just move on, but at the end of the day, it could be seen as a little too early. But at the end of the day, we'll never know. Like Ian says, we'll never know. and I'm not sure, and that's where I'm gonna say I'm not as sure that after this, too much people are going to really want to dive deep into what's happened here. There are some things, some accounts on Twitter that have a lot of followings, asking if we should put. Obviously, they say retweet if you think, right, retweet so they can get engagement out of this. If you think she should get a statue. You see where you see where you see where you see where I hold you see where I'm coming from sometimes.
That's just some arsehole, just trolling. That's
it's one of the bigger accounts that
yeah, but you know what? I went through a lot of those accounts when I first got onto Twitter, and after about 3 months of reading the shit that people were posting, I was going, these are just troll accounts, and I just got rid of like 98% of them. There's just a very small few that I do, and even now I still don't, unless it comes from Newcastle's website or Newcastle's personal Twitter account.
My point was, obviously, I mean, none of these there's only one official account, but I'm saying, you see how it's easier for some fans to go overboard and go to the other side of things.
I don't even think they're real fans. They're just somebody just putting stuff out there, just as speculation like everything else. And you know what? It's like she doesn't deserve a statue any more than Southgate deserves a fucking knighthood if we win the tournament on.
I think Amanda's done a little more than Southgate so far.
I think Southgate definitely deserves a knighthood if we win this.
Man, we're going. Maybe I'm telling you, I have said this. Actually, I've changed my mind on Southgate. If he is able to pull this through, he'll be the only one. The only one to go back-to-back finals, not back-to-back, but actually, where was it? Yeah, it was back-to-back finals, wasn't it?
Yeah, we lost to Italy. We lost to Italy 3 years ago.
But not only back-to-back, 2 finals in his tenure. Not only that, winning a title, if they win, which they won't because I'm Spaniard by blood and they're not going to. We'll be cheering La Roja. But if they do it, it'll be the first time since the 60s when they won the World Cup, right?
Right.
So, man, that's a big deal, man. At the end of the day, it's about results, brother.
I've said my whole life, when you had all the stupid arsehole pundits saying that Newcastle supporters weren't interested in success, they only wanted to see, flashy football. Bollocks! Give me a scrappy 1-0 win every week, and I'll be the happiest bunny on Tyneside. I tell you that, man. No, winning. That's what matters. Winning.
I mean, if you, Ian, come on, man. I know you don't have to like the guy, but you have to.
No, because you look at the tournaments. Yeah, we've got through to the quarterfinals, we've got through to the semifinals, we've got through to the finals. But look at the route that we took. Look at the route that we took on this one. We had the easiest route to the final, right?
Yeah.
And we were lucky we showed up against the Dutch, because everything else. And you're telling me that he blinkered everybody to believe that, that we were that shit up until that match. No.
If it wasn't for Bellingham, there'd be no statue. I was literally already laughing that they were eliminated, missing that Bellingham scored, because I was just watching it on a live ticker.
Even though he hasn't been the best player in the world that I know, Bellingham, give me a call, man. But because I've been supporting him. All English fans have been saying he's shite. I'm supporting him. So even though he hasn't been the best, he's been really critical. I mean, Saka one time, amazing goal, but Bellingham twice. I mean, he scored. They were eliminated. And of course, even in the beginning of the tournament as well, strong. Because look, you guys were drawing game after game. If it wasn't for that win,
because we were playing shit.
I'm not. Listen, we're not. I'm not saying that you guys play good.
And he wasn't changing the teams.
He won't change the team on Sunday either.
No, he won't.
Not. Yeah,
until we're in the deep and smelly, and then he brings on players that can actually play.
I think the FA said the FA, with all due respect, a bunch of numpties, because talking about wanting. There's rumors out now, a reminder and everybody else posting that the FA wants Southgate to stay.
Yeah, to the next World Cup.
I think it's a big mistake to do that when you don't know what to do.
No, I disagree.
It is a big mistake.
If he wins the trophy, he's entitled to stay. Absolutely entitled to stay.
I agree with you. I agree with you that he will stay, but you don't have to make it official or put in all these rumors out talking about you. It's up to Gareth to stay. When if he loses, he needs to be sacked immediately.
Correct.
Because his football is horrible. However, he gets to the final. If he wins it, there's nothing. Even if you hate him, there's nothing you can do. He's going to continue, obviously.
Yeah.
But you don't have to, start doing all this stuff behind the scenes before the final is played. Because if they do lose, he has to be sacked. Because it's horrible to watch this team, man. It's horrible. But Ian, he's not going to be sacked if he wins, bro. It's never in football.
But he should do the right thing then and fall on his sword, and turn around and say, "I've won the tournament. That's it. I'm stepping back. It's now somebody else's time." That's what he should do. Even if he's not pushed, he should fall on his sword and say, "I've taken us to do this. I've been there for 8 years. We've now won a tournament. It's now time to step back and let somebody else, somebody who's not going to be playing fucking Harry Kane in God knows what position, because Kane can't do what he's told and stay up front.
Yeah. And I will tell you this:
he's going to be having players that are left players playing on the left wing as opposed to not having anybody out on the left.
But Ian, I'm a butt man, the 1T, but I was driving. I was going to Kansas City. Got awful drive, man. It was like 6-7 hours from where I live. And I was watching the game. Don't watch and drive. Don't follow those stuff. But I was. And I was livid that he took Harry Kane out, Foden out. I couldn't understand it. And I thought, this is it. He's not going to be able to live in England ever again. And those changed. Listen, I think he could have kept Harry and put Watkins in because, you trying to win the game, I'm assuming. And but ultimately the change does win the game immediately. So although we know that maybe it was luck of the draw, Beer Biking says he's the luckiest guy in the world. The change that he made won the game. So you got to give him something.
Generals, as Napoleon said.
Here's something for you, right? There was 40 Englishmen. Actual Englishmen in the bar where I watched the match in Baltimore on whatever night it was, Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
Yeah, and every single one of us was expecting that game to go to penalties because we were all expecting it to be the same shit that come out for every other game in the tournament. To say we weren't shocked when England actually came out and actually started playing football in the first half, everybody turned around and said, "Fuck me, what's happened to the English team? Who's this lot?" Because we weren't expecting that, but we knew that they could play that way. And you're telling me that Southgate didn't want them to play like that for the whole of the rest of the tournament?
Yeah. And hang on. This is you sticking up by Southgate. Are you telling me that Southgate didn't want them to play like that? So it's the player's fault. It's not Southgate's fault.
No, because Southgate was telling them, don't play the way that you should be playing. But
then he told him to play a different way against Holland.
I think he did. Because why
think he did.
Why would the change be so noticeable? Why couldn't they have played that way in every other game?
Because they played better.
Yeah. But there had to be something to
no. But don't you think that England play a little bit better? He played a little bit better than they have been playing.
Oh, the first half was absolutely phenomenal. Everyone in the bar was like, "Oh my god!" And then the second half, when it got to 1-1, when we started letting everybody's heart kind of like dropped again up until the 90-some odd minute when Watkins actually scored. But everybody in the bar was ecstatic when he brought Kane off.
When substitute Palmer put the ball to substitute Watkins and he scored.
Yeah, everyone was like, why couldn't they have done that in the 60th minute or the 70th minute? Why wait until, 80, 85 minutes?
Apparently he did it. Apparently he did it
against Serbia. Against Serbia.
Apparently he did it at the right time, man.
How many of the million fans watching would have still had Bellingham on the pitch?
We gotta move on from this. We gotta move on from this subject. It is Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, on Football Uncensored live. So subscribe to that channel, Football Uncensored. We're gonna have it live. England versus Spain. Viva España! Come on, let's go Spain. Come on, man. We got. It's literally it's literally the derby of international football. I understand that England, Germany. I understand that Italy could be Italy. A lot of those big teams really against each other. But this is literally could be the world's derby because it's literally the most. I said literally a bunch of times now. It is the two most spoken languages in the world colliding together. It's night and day. In England, it's night.
We're not playing the Chinese.
No, yeah, but look, it's China. No. Come on, man. Nobody speaks Chinese.
We're not playing the Chinese. The Mandarin is the second most spoken language in the world. There's billions of the little buggers.
I guarantee. Well, I listen. We're gonna have to talk privately, but I guarantee you, I don't know. I will go for Spanish English. It's the most spoken languages by folks in the world. I'm talking about. We got Dom from Malaysia. He speaks English. All of us speak English. In India, people learn English. In all over Latin America, people learn Spanish. Brazilians speak Spanish.
Anywhere that was part of the great British Empire
speaks English.
Anyways,
the sun never sets.
But this is, to be honest, I don't think they've ever. Hey, listen, but I explained to you why you guys say cancel with a double L because we gave you that L back in 1776, that extra L. So take that to the bank and put that in your pipe and smoke it. Oh man. But look, this is gonna be. When's the last time they actually faced off as in a big tournament like this? Probably never.
When we beat them on penalties.
Yeah.
When would that be?
Stuart Pearce.
Oh, that's back in a long time.
2004.
Yeah. So we'll have to see. It's gonna be a great match. And by the way, also on Football Uncensored, Copa America final, Argentina versus Colombia. Colombia's been playing great. Great, Luis Diaz.
Colombia haven't lost in 28 matches.
28.
And the last time they lost was against the Argentinians.
It's great. So
in the final of the Copa, America.
So all of that on Football Uncensored. So go subscribe to that channel. Rosie, you're a neutral fan. Go subscribe to that one. Rico, you're a neutral fan. Daniela, you're a neutral fan. Go subscribe to that one because we're going to talk about Premier League there, but obviously international football is happening right now. All right, let's get back to Newcastle because Josh is bored. There is an official announcement by the club. The trip to Germany made public before we
they're going to be doing some training at the Adidas at the Adidas whatever it is home thing.
Yeah, it's the big training grounds and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is it going to be? Man, we're going to be all over the place in the preseason, man. We're going to go to Asia.
It's the place. I guess it's the place where the German team's been practicing between games, during the Euros. So that's where we're going. So apparently it's a phenomenal setup.
Yeah, no, great stuff. So, well, I guess if you have to be in Germany, go in and look at and watch. They do have a lot of groups there too. The Bayern Toon Army, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Not Bayern, damn it. the Munich Toon Army. I don't know if they're called that. The Munich
Bayern. It's a state. They could have a state group.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess so. By the way, Chris Wolf, is that his name?
Yeah.
Reporting that James
Wolf,
James Bunsey has joined the club as a performance director. Isn't that who we talked about in the morning?
Yeah, probably.
Breakfast.
Yeah. So he's going to be. I want to get Ian's and Josh's opinion, man. What do you think he's going to be? Before I bottle his job and make fun of him, Mighty Win, explain what the hell he's doing, because he's going to be analyzing what?
His director of performance.
All right. So shout out to Carlo.
He's going to be basically making sure that we don't get injured like we did last
You broke up on me, mate. I didn't hear you.
I had all this gear lined up for this morning when we did it. Essentially, he's worked for MLS. He's worked at Monaco under Paul Mitchell, and he's after footballers' well-being, diets, training routines, injury recovery procedures, also psychological issues that he tries to take care of and make sure none of them have. And he's got a stunning record everywhere he's been. 17 years in football now.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be a solid addition. I mean, there's no reason for me not to see it is. I mean, I know last year they already added some of the things on the sports psychology side, which again, I think is something that this day and age is, we have far greater appreciation for. I mean, I think there's no better example than Trippier when you look at this past situation. I mean, we don't know exactly what's going on, but to see such a dramatic shift in his performance, there had to be some kind of connection. You don't just, I mean, if it was one game, you can say someone has an off game and just crap luck, but the way that spell was, it to me is all the proof you need that sometimes what's happening off the pitch or maybe behind the scenes, football related, is affecting your confidence come game time.
So Gary's saying injury prevention, enhancement in performance, nutritional guidance, and psychological evaluation. All right.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those signings that we'll probably never really talk about them again.
Yeah.
Without having to read it.
Man, when we're gonna make a signing on the pitch sometime.
It's Euros and Copa. It's gonna be quiet.
There's going to be nothing happens till after the Euros and Copa America. Said that for weeks.
And I understand the impatience, but
for the first
no one's signing anybody. It's not just us.
Okay, man. Yeah,
I would rather sign the right person.
I just don't think there's anything to panic about.
After a bit of time than the wrong person in a hurry.
Right. Because we've done that for how many years? Just buying somebody just for the sake of buying somebody.
Right.
And they're turning out being absolutely, crap. I would win on that. I'd rather get the right person in. And if the right person in isn't at this window, wait until January. But I'm hoping we'll pick up,
you can wait until next year. You can
always wait. I think we'll pick up somebody for the right wing. I think we'll pick up another right winger this year, but who, God only knows.
Don't we got a lot of money now?
There was talks again.
Loads of money. Loads of money.
There were talks again this morning about what's his name, Elanga from Nottingham Forest.
Elanga.
Getting him for something ridiculous like 15 million, but
ridiculous. That's ridiculous to you?
Yeah, I'm on about cheap. That's ridiculous.
Oh man, you're on about 15 million would have bought Alan Shearer back in the day.
Back in the day. And how many years ago was that? You can't pick up a fucking goalkeeper these days for a decent one for less than 20 million.
But that's what I'm saying. Like 15, you making it sound like it's a lot of money in football.
No, ridiculous
means
said
ridiculous. You meant ridiculously cheap.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
Not ridiculously overpriced. Ridiculous as in that's cheap.
Elanga is good. Elanga is good. Let him go, mind you, but
he's
the first we'll know about it is when they're standing in front of the tunnel with a shirt above their head.
Yeah,
and that's the way I like it.
Yeah, same here.
You mean it's not when Adam Pearson gets it printed in the shop?
That's
just when he's guessing the number, which he got wrong by the way.
And we had to see about what's his name, the goalkeeper, the kid, Trafford. I don't know why we need another goalkeeper. We got two mighty wins there now, and not two, one mighty win. The other one's younger. or in
And
middle.
Vlachodimos, I think, is 27 or something.
Yeah, he's all right. So we got 3 already. So I mean,
do we have 5 goalkeepers on the books right now?
Technically, yes.
Well,
yeah,
we've got
technically,
5,
so
but
I mean,
if you include Dubravka.
Yeah.
Apparently Southampton after Dubravka.
hey, if he if he's still on the books, why are you trying to get? I mean, why are we looking at other goalkeepers? I don't know, but
Well, because obviously he doesn't want to stay and be second fiddle.
Yeah.
well, I'll tell you what, man, he's probably. Well, I haven't watched the V guy and the Mighty Wind too, so I couldn't tell you. But Dubravka has all the tools to beat Pope, man, in my opinion. So you just have to be patient. But maybe he doesn't want to be. It is what it is. All right, so that is it for this channel. Kim Cam, Chris, you can't now buy a hot dog in the UK for 15 million.
Not in London, you can't.
Carlo, welcome, Carlo Hines. By the way, first time I'm saying you, mate. If we don't get a marquee right winger, then AG10 is going to be on the right and Barnes on the left. That would also make sense. So, do you guys think that Eddie might be saying, "Well, that's what I want to try anyway"?
No, so, there's a lot of noise coming now about Somerville from Leeds, who is a left winger. Yeah. And there's also talk, believe it or not, about Barnes going to Barcelona.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Barnes to Barcelona in a make weight for Christensen.
I've been saying it. Barnes is talent, man. The only one that can win you a game.
Oh, I'll agree with you there. He's the only one that'll win a game for us out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's it. All right, let's go with some comments to finish the show. Alan Thompson, yes, Amanda plus husband. Murdered, man. Come on. I thank you. Yes, it's disappointing they're going, but was it unexpected? No. They were the brokers. They got the takeover done, just like when you buy a house, they move on things. See, Alan, that's what I'm saying, man. I love that. You're gonna get a promotion, Alan. I know you will. Queen of Heart, evening, y'all. Thank you, Amanda. Host and mods, evening. There you go. AG, I hope to see her and Murdad at a match this coming season. Well,
I am certain that we will. Yeah, and she will get some. She will get some reception. I tell you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael McIntyre, for the kind donation. We always appreciate those. Thank you, Football Uncensored, for giving 5 memberships away, and I hope all of you enjoy it. Gary Thomas,
that's like Chelsea buying.
That's like Chelsea buying.
Chelsea buying the women's
Football Uncensored and invested in NUFC. Talk to me. That's something shady happening there, ladies and gentlemen. I smell something, and it ain't the fish, as some numpty said on X. Gary Thomas, Amanda and Meredith were brokers for PIF. They did all the dirty work with the Premier League to get the PIF involved as owners. They have completed the task and been paid out with shares. Job done. P88, you've got to hand it to Todd Boehly. He certainly knows how to box clever. He's streets ahead of the Premier League. Well, listen, the business world, see, we might not like it. Business is business, man. And if they are doing it legally and they're just finding loopholes and shortcuts, like when I interviewed a Chelsea fan on Football Uncensored, he said, listen, we know how to do it. Simple as that. And it's legal and no nothing. Well, it is what it is, man. Sometimes in this business, you got to be cutthroat. And if you're doing it legally, then it is what it is, man. I nothing to say about that. Jim Stasher, yeah, go on. What, Mighty Win?
No, I just said spot on.
Oh, okay.
You don't know how to get it done.
I couldn't. I didn't realize you were agreeing with me. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Well, there's the first.
Oh man, that's no wonder it's been storming out. I didn't think I was gonna be able to be live. Jim Stasher, thank goodness I was listening. Thanks, Chris, for the gift. I appreciate that. Go, Father. Yes, Rosie. Chris loves hoofs of cow. Well, I'll watch Hoof GP, man. The Hoof GP. Take care of the cows, animals. We like our steak. We like our burger. We like our butter. We like our cheese. Well, the cheese come from cow. Yeah. Okay. Take care of the cow's feet, man. Take care of the cow's feet. It's always good. Keep the cows happy in milk. So there you go. Carlos says going to have 3 of them: Hayden, Lewis, and Fraser. What's going on with those guys, man? Going to Germany and Japan and starting versus Southampton if we don't get them shipped out. Well, I mean, we got to do something because I know people say, well, we're only paying them this amount. That amount, when you actually multiply it, it's a lot of money, man. That could be going to somebody else. So I don't know. Frazier doesn't want to be here, so what's the point, man? Goatfather isn't what Chelsea are doing type of money laundering. Well, if it is, it's condemnable.
But it's not illegal money.
Nope.
It's like legal money laundering.
It's like borderline.
And it's London too. London's the capital of the world for money laundering. So
it's the laundromat of the world.
Yeah,
we made in New York City. New York City, man. Damn, everybody's.
London took over from New York for the money laundering capital of the world. Any dirty money goes through London these days. Any dirty money, because it's all they've got. They don't have anything else. It's their industry.
Beer says PAF will eventually own the whole thing. Yeah, eventually. Jim Sasher, who's going to hug the players while crying like Amanda did? The mighty win. Asking. So
don't have a problem with that.
I got a problem with that. You pay me, I'll go over there. I know a lot of UK folks think that they pay us Americans to go watch the club. They don't. But if they did, I'll go hug them. Rosie, you're right. Chris, look like someone's just told you they're replacing Gordon with Kane. No, I'm good. Rosie, nice to see you in the chat. And AG, thank you so much for the donation message. Sound here, Rosie. I don't know what that meant, but thank you for the £5, mate. I appreciate that. Other comments. Adam Short, welcome to the channel. First time I'm seeing you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Perhaps PSR mismanagement hastened.
Hastened
their departure, realizing they need specialists in to run the club. Ooh, that's tough stuff, man. But then again, our majority owners are very tough fellas. So I don't know. Maybe so. Kim Cam, letting Amanda leave is a mistake by the club because she is now the club's representative and soul. You can buy her energy, the drive needed for Newcastle's future. They should have kept her. Well,
I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that's the drive can still be introduced from elsewhere, but
yeah. Beer Viking says Win is a Southgate lover. There you go. Rosie Monday among the Spanish. Viva España, says Beer Viking. I'm sure he'll find his dog's uncle's cat is Spanish, so he'll root for Spain.
You've got your car registrations wrong tonight, though, Pierre. It's just an E.
It's just an E. It's just an E? Okay. I thought it was S-E-S.
Just an E.
All right. Well, look, Rosie, you may criticize Southgate, but you're in the final. That is right.
Exacto mundo.
Rosie, my paella is on the go. Some burros are out. Oh, man, paella is so good, man. Spanish food is good, man. I don't like the UK food. You guys got fish and fries.
Proper chips, though, not fries.
Anyway, AG, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching the American Mac Show on Fridays. It's been great. And, of course, we will be back tomorrow with the Geordie Show at 9 p.m. Nothing but Geordies. And at 10 p.m., Football Uncensored with Tottenham Away TV, talking about Tottenham Hotspurs, and David Levy, and how some say that he's the new Mike Ashley. So it's going to be an interesting talk, to say the least. So thank you so much. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to our second channel, where we're going to talk about all things Premier League. The link is in the pinned in the chat. And we will see you tomorrow. Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Mighty Win. It's been great.
Till next time.
Till next time.